Hi everyone. I want to show you how to work a great stretchy cast on. This is called the German twisted cast on, or also known as the Old Norwegian cast on. It's great for working the cuffs of socks, mitten cuffs, brims of hats, maybe even the opening of sweaters. Anywhere you want a nice stretchy beginning to your project. I'm going to pull this out so you can see it to see my sample here. I did my sample in a rib because a lot of times that's how you're going to start these stretchy cast-ons, okay, at the beginning of your projects. So let's begin. This cast-on is similar to a long tail cast-on. It just has an extra twist to it, so it's worked slightly differently. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my tail here and then measure out enough for about 10 stitches. And just like a long tail cast on, I'm going to have my tail over my thumb and the working yarn over my index finger. A lot of people, there are a couple ways you can start this cast on. A lot of people like to start it with a slip knot. This is actually not my preferred method, and I'll tell you why in a second. So you make the slip knot, you put your needle in, tighten the slip knot a little bit, and then what you do is you put your index finger and your thumb through, in between these two strands, and then stabilize your first loop like this, bring it down, and you begin your cast on. A lot of people do this for the long tail. This is not my preferred method. And the reason is this bump that the slip knot makes is kind of unsightly at the beginning of your cast on. So it's really not something I like to have in my projects. So what I do is I just put my index finger and thumb together. I lay the yarn across, take my third, fourth, and fifth finger, and I lost it. Let me try this again. Okay, so I lay it across, take the third, fourth, and fifth finger and wrap it around to grab that yarn. And now I have this loop that is spanning my thumb and index finger. So to make the first stitch, what I do is I lay my needle on top of the yarn and I just give it a twist like that. Okay, so that's my first stitch, and then I don't have that bump that I find so annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and stabilize the first stitch with my finger and rotate my hand, bring the yarn down a little bit, just like you start a long tail cast on. And the first thing I'm going to do is go under both loops that are on my thumb. Then I'm going to go through the loop on my thumb, bring my needle around, grab the strand that's over my index finger, and watch carefully. There's a little triangle right here, and you just pull that yarn through like that. Oops, looks like I split my stitch. Let me do this again. Underneath both strands, in between the yarn on your thumb, grab the index finger strand and then pull it through this little triangle right here. Okay, it's a little easier once you get to your third stitch. So let me show you again. Underneath both strands, in between the two strands on your thumb, grab the strand around your index finger, and you can see that triangle a little bit easier here. Just like that. Okay, so underneath the two strands on your thumb, in between around your index finger, and through this little triangle here. Okay, so again, underneath both strands, in between the strands on your thumb, around your thumb, grab the strand around your index finger and pull it through that little triangular gap right there. So again, underneath, in between the thumb strand, index finger strand and through that triangle. And you have to kind of just drop your yarn and reposition and sort of pull it, give it a little snug, a little pull there. So again, this is such an easy cast on, easy quick cast on to do. I find I use it a whole lot because so many of my projects need that stretch to it. Okay, so one more time. And there you have it.